I used to reach for the same 8 pantry heroes without thinking. Game nights, lunchboxes, post-workouts. Then I learned why some countries block them at the border. This isn't scare talk. We'll trace each one to the ingredient or process that gets flagged. A dye linked to hyperactivity here, a dough stabilizer there, even a hygiene shortcut on meat. By the end, you'll know what to skip and the clean swaps that taste the same. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 1. Mountain Dew, Brominated Vegetable Oil. You think that neon citrus rush is just sugar and caffeine, but that cloudy glow often came from a flame-retardant cousin called brominated vegetable oil. Here's the truth. BVO helps heavy citrus oils float, like a snow globe that never settles. It also can lodge in body fat. High intake has been tied to headaches, foggy memory, and odd skin or nerve signs. That's why places like the EU and Japan drew a hard line, while US labels still listed on some citrus sodas. Toxicology flags a deeper issue. Bromine can crowd iodine, which your thyroid needs. When that balance tips, hormones feel it. Many brands quietly reformulated abroad, proving the taste and haze don't require BVO. You have options. Pick bottles using sucrose acetate isobutyrate or glycerol ester of rosin. Bottom line, check labels before they flunk your food passport test. And number 2, Gatorade and sports drinks with BVO. You grab Gatorade or a sports drink to bounce back? But that citrus punch can hide the same flagged emulsifier, BVO. Here's the truth. Citrus flavors are heavy oils, so brands used BVO to keep the mix even, like a snow globe that never settles. If you train daily, coach kids, or work in heat, you stack bottles. Before, during, after. Routine intake matters because brominated compounds can build up when exposure is steady. That's why places with stricter rules block it at the border. Check labels by region. Where bans hit, companies reformulated, and the flavor stayed. That shows the job can be done with other stabilizers. The trend points one way. Global recipes that skip BVO to sell everywhere. Electrolytes help, the emulsifier is the problem. Choose BVO-free lines or clean powders. Next up, your cracker aisle comfort food and the additives that keep it flaky for months. Number 3, Ritz Crackers, certain additives. That buttery snap feels simple, but a box that stays perfect for months needs help to resist stalling, browning, and oil breakdown. Here's the truth. Shelf-stable crackers often lean on dough conditioners, anti-staling enzymes, and preservatives to lock in texture and color. These agents slow moisture swing and rancidity, like setting a doorstop against time. Some countries restrict or ban certain compounds when lab work links them to cancer signals or hormone disruption. The US often tags them GRAS, generally recognized as safe, while EU reviews apply tighter risk screens to the same class of additives. You have leverage at the shelf. Short lists win. Flour, oil, salt, a simple leaven. Skip long lines of conditioners and color aids. Bakery-style options turn over faster and rely on basics, not chemistry. Fewer additives, fewer unknowns. And here's the kicker. Bright candy whites raised a different red flag overseas. Number 4, Skittles, titanium dioxide. Taste the rainbow until one colorant fails overseas safety screens. Here's the truth. Skittles have used titanium dioxide to make whites brighter and colors pop. The issue is size. Tiny particles can slip past the gut's first defenses and interact with cells like dust, finding its way into a keyboard. Lab findings raised DNA damage concerns, so parts of Europe removed or banned TiO2 in foods. The US still allows it, which leaves shoppers reading very different labels depending on where they live. That split keeps debate alive here at home. Reformulated batches sold in Europe prove you can keep the look without TiO2. Brands swapped in other color systems to get brightness and opacity. Your move is simple. If the label lists titanium dioxide, skip it. Pick candies that use calcium carbonate or plant-based colors. Now to a breakfast treat, hiding dyes and stabilizers under one shiny glaze. Number 5, Pop-Tarts. You think a Pop-Tart saves your morning, but what's inside that glossy icing? Here's the truth. The frosting and sprinkles often rely on artificial dyes for bright color, emulsifiers to keep the glaze smooth, and preservatives to stretch shelf life. Think of it like spackle, varnish, and mothballs for a pastry. Certain dyes used for those reds and yellows face stricter labels or bans abroad due to behavior concerns in kids. Some places require clear warning text when those dyes appear. Research has linked yellow 5 to hyperactivity in children, and animal studies on yellow 6 found tumor signals in testes and adrenal glands. Those findings pushed several European countries to outlaw these dyes. That's why labels look different by region. Your fix is easy. Grab unfrosted or dye-free Pop-Tarts, or switch to granola and fruit. From toaster to seafood case, some farmed fish now fail the passport test. Number 6. U.S. farmed salmon. You buy salmon for omega-3s. But do you know how the fish was raised? Here's the truth. Farmed systems fight sea lice with pesticides and rely on antibiotics when disease pressure spikes. Feed adds synthetic carotenoids to turn gray flesh pink. It's like adding dye to a primer so the paint looks right. Those inputs leave a paper trail. Countries set maximum residue limits for veterinary drugs and contaminants, and those limits don't match. When thresholds tighten abroad, some U.S. farmed lots won't qualify. Testing rules and environmental controls vary too. Some regions demand lower residues and stricter farm wastewater standards, which changes what can enter their markets. That gap reflects different priorities on safety and impact. Your move is simple. Choose wild-caught Alaskan or farmed salmon with tough third-party certifications. You get the omega-3s without the baggage. Now to poultry, plant rinse, or farm hygiene. Different countries split there. Number 7. Chlorine-Washed chicken. The bird is rinsed so you don't get sick. Sounds good until that rinse blocks the chicken from crossing into the EU or UK. Here's the truth. In the US, plants can wash carcasses with chlorine and other antimicrobials to knock down salmonella at the end. Europe bans that step, arguing it can hide crowding and dirty barns. Two philosophies collide. Clean at the end versus clean at every step. The import bar targets the process, not the bird. Rinses can cut surface germs fast, like hosing mud off a tire. Critics warn biofilms protect bacteria, resistance can rise when chemicals are routine, and farm conditions still drive risk. That's the core dispute. Your move, pick producers that prove strong farm controls and skip chlorine rinses. Then treat your kitchen as the last barrier. Cook chicken to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Last stop, thin wheat crackers and their preservatives. Number 8. Wheat thins, BHA/BHT preservatives. You think wheat thins are the better snack. But those oils in the crackers want to turn stale and bitter fast. Here's the truth. Oxygen attacks the fats in the grain and oil, a chain reaction that makes off smells and flavors. To slow that, makers add BHA or BHT, antioxidants that block the spark, like slipping the lid on a smoking pan. Animal studies flagged tumor signals, so parts of Europe set tighter rules or bans. Other places swap in mixed tocopherols or rosemary extract to guard taste without the synthetic pair. Regulators read the same data differently. The US allows low levels. EU screens lean harder on precaution, especially for kids and pregnant people. Your fix is simple. Check the side panel. If you see BHA/BHT, pick a version with tocopherols, or choose brands that use simple oils and faster turnover. Bottom line, your food passport test applies here.